on the wall up there. A little bit of a late start again today out here, but I've been busy inside the house this morning. Figure the nicest day of the year so far, and I've been inside. What's it say? 25 degrees Celsius, 60 plus. Well, this is saying 72, 73. It's a warm one out there today. I was actually outside for a little bit early this morning when the sun was fully in the front yard, and whew, it was toasty. But not too shabby out here. The pink bush is going crazy, even down low. They all turn to that orange dead color, then they fall off and litter the yard, so I'll be picking them all up here shortly. Nice clear shot of the mountains. A little bit over here past the pink trees, in between those trees. Yeah. So we messed around with the rear axle a bit yesterday. Still sitting here, kind of cleaning up on it a bit, sanding the tubes down. Gotta finish cleaning those up. This side's not too bad. Getting it ready for some paint. Clean up that mounting surface real good, and I'm gonna just tape a plastic bag over that and seal that whole mounting surface up, and that way I can spray everything and not have to worry about messing it up. Of course, the paint will get chewed up where the jack stands are, so oh well. Painted the diff cover. I'm not going to tell you what color I painted it. Sitting right there. Actually turned out pretty good. Painted it last night. A little chunky on the ends there, but yeah, little tacky yet though. I'll let it dry. Actually, put it out in the sun. Stash it in the back of the truck so y'all can't see it yet. Just let it sit there and dry for the day. Got some parts that showed up. Got bump stops to put on the Jimmy. Those shouldn't take too long. But sway bar bushings, because mine were looking pretty crusty. So I don't know if I'll mess with that today. We'll see. We got the rear sway bar for the Cutlass. That showed up. But it fit. So I'm not quite sure how those fit in. But this is for a boxed rear control arms, which mine are, or they're tubular, but here's an original one. So this would be the axle side, this would be the frame side. No, go like that. This one's bent, but got two holes there. This would be the axle side, so it would mount up between the two control arms. Doesn't actually attach to the axle. It just keeps the two sides from, I don't want to say working independently, but you know, keeps them tied together a little bit more. But spring steel, so it lets it move a little bit. Stiffen up the back end of the car. But what else did we get? We got mounting bolts and shims for the rear sway bar to make everything fit. End links for the front. Those showed up. Mounting hardware for the sway bar bushings. I think these are for the frame mounts. First, might be able to open this one-handed. The box is too snug. Anyway, There's a little, I don't want to call them C-clips, but there's a bushing inside, and that should mount up to the frame. So the front sway bar, I don't know if it says it's going to ship or if it will be here on the 26th. So it's still 10 days out. But we're getting a pile of parts collected, I think, as of right now. Everything showed up that was supposed to show up today. Tomorrow I've got the bearings and the dust caps, which are hopefully the correct ones, from an actual Camaro site. So we should be able to do the bearings on the front end. Saturday I've got my whatchamacallit, my Safeway delivery showing up, so I think Sunday I'm going to try to sneak back out to the brother's place and see if we can't bolt some more of this stuff up. Because we got the shocks, center link can't go on yet, tie rod ends don't ship for another month. And yeah, got rear bolts for the rear control arms. So it means I gotta get on the ball and get this rear end painted up, looking good. And have to drive the pickup out. Won't be taking the Jimmy, just because I gotta get some brush and whatnot I want to throw in the back of the truck too and clear out my backyard. Gonna drag 4 wheels and tires over. Probably gonna take the 15-inch Olds wheels, just because they seem to be a little bit better condition of tire. I've got these, I don't think they're actual American racing, but these 5-spoke 15s, they're really cracked up bad. I don't know if there's a date code on these. Lots of tread left on them though. GT Radial Turbo Tex. 1850 on the load. Doesn't say, I don't see a brand in there. Lots of spiders. These are what's been on the car in the garage for a while. These are actually off of, if you go back in the archives there, those are the wheels that came off of Ken's parts Trans Am when we were building that Knight Rider car. Picked up that black Trans Am from, was it Fort Lewis? Yeah, it was Fort Lewis. And the guy he sold that to did not want those wheels. I'm trying to remember. Trying to remember what we were going to take the wheels and tires off because they were the aluminum that they had the 5 holes around, kind of hard to describe, but I didn't care for the wheel, but I was going to grab them for this car to get decent tires underneath it, because this had the old steel, look like Kragers, but they were 14s, I think 14s front, 15s in the rear, and they were pretty rough shape, bent up and rusty. But he had these on an Impala, and that he was going to get rid of. And he liked the other wheels better, so we just swapped. So, and then I took these, threw them on this car for a while. They need to be cleaned up and redone and whatnot, but extra set of wheels. So, but I think I'm going to take those old Cutlass wheels out. Those 15 inchers with the white walls. 235 70 15s. These are 215 65 15s. These, the fronts are an inch narrower than the rears, but they put the same size tire all the way around. I got 4 of these with matching tires, but walk into the shrub there. But a couple of those wheels are pretty rough. So I've got some extras sitting in the corner of the garage here. So I've got 4 good wheels that I can mix and match. They all get painted gray, Olds gray. Got a couple cans of the GM Restoration Paints Oldsmobile Argent Gray SS2 wheel paint, Super Stock 2. But let's see, I got 3 of them sitting over there. I'll have to dig those out, and I know one's painted. So I'm gonna walk over the stuff. I was digging through things last night. That's basically the way the wheels will look. Gray with the trim rings on them and center caps. Don't remember if I painted the other 3 under there or what. Playing with stuff. Lots and lots of things to do yet. Got up this morning, was watching videos from my union talking about, they do monthly meetings, but obviously can't get together for meetings right now, so they did webcasts. So, no new information, just repeats of everything that was talked about in the news and whatnot over the last couple of weeks. Allergies are getting me today. Last night was a little bit rough. So, yeah, I was up late last night watching one of those, and then got up this morning and watched the other one, and like I say, no new information, so no report back to work date yet. I think it's going to be a couple of weeks yet. Oh well, we got lots to do here. Weather's supposed to be like this for the next few days, and I think mid next week it turns back to rain or showers, which I guess we could use some. A couple of fires are burning around the area already. Things drying out a little bit. So, alrighty, I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna get to work. I'm gonna continue sanding on this rear end a little bit, clean it up. We got the bracket job for the Jimmy. I got some parts to finish that up today. I may do that. Gonna have to look into doing some heating and bending of some metal. I got the bolts for the differential cover sitting in my Evapo Rust. I can probably take those out now and clean them up. Get some paint on those. And yeah, we got a few things to do today. And I'm going to have to think about mowing some grass here too, because it's growing like crazy. But I may push that off till tomorrow, just because I can. Let's see, tomorrow's Friday. Yeah, tomorrow or Saturday, we'll see. Yeah, if they do give us the order to go back to work, it'll be a couple of days' notice. They won't just say, hey, show up to work tomorrow. A lot of people are who knows where right now. So, alrighty, let me get things rolling here. We'll see you in a bit. We're back. Eating some lunch in there. It's at 3:15 now. Going through the news. Looks like going back to work next week. So, 37, what was it, 37, 67, 777 are going to start Monday and Tuesday, I think is what it said, if I read it correctly, and 87 will start Thursday and Friday of next week. So I've still got a week off. But looks like, because I'm guessing Thursday they'll bring the managers back. And then Friday, which will actually be the first day of the pay week, we go Friday through Thursday. Then I'll probably go back. So I'll probably hear something from my boss here in the next day or two. Whew, almost over. One more week to go. Which was kind of looking at the weather forecast before I read that. It's, great. It's turning to rain next week on Wednesday. Showers. Says, well, it's a good time to go back to work. And then I read the article in the news today. So, Alrighty, so it only gives me a week to goof around with some of this stuff and button things up. So, which means Kevin will probably be going back early next week. I think he's on 6/7, so he goes back before I do. So, better get a hold of him for Sunday, make sure that he's available, and try to get some of these parts out of here, and then I'll just hunker down for next week. Finish things up a little bit, and yeah, plug away at getting some of these projects. Working on this here bracket for the Jimmy. It's a heavy chunk of steel. First time I've really heated metal and bent it. And yes, there is a twist in it. So this is a CB mount. I didn't want to drill into the bumpers or the truck. So this, almost dropped it. It's heavy enough it would have hurt. Got two holes. There's two holes on the underside of the bumper. So that should bolt to the bumper. And straight out and goes up. Doesn't quite follow the contour, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. And I've got a ball mount. Still need to drill everything for the ball mount, but should be all right. And then we'll get ourselves a CB antenna mounted on that truck. A big one. So, good stuff. So, yep, just thought I'd do a little break-in and give you all a heads up that another week and these videos will end. Go back to work, and I should probably start doing something at least every weekend, upload something for you guys, instead of going months without doing anything. So, alrighty, let me get back to work. Like I said, I only got another week. Got to finish some of this stuff up, including a couple of these models. I don't know if we'll get to these other two that I was going to start, but I got to finish the S15 and the Pinto before I go back to work. So, alrighty, let's hit it. Oh, what time is it? 6:38. Update. Haven't really messed with the rear end. Just been reaching out and contacting some folks, tried to get a hold of the boss. But message came back as undeliverable, so I'll try later again tonight. But just getting a confirmation from him that he's aware that I'll be going back on next Friday, a week from tomorrow. So, and then with a little bit of secured income, although it's going to be tight for the next month, just because of the reduction in pay for this. I was looking at the calendar. So next Thursday is payday. I'll get 3 days on that one from 2 weeks ago. And I do get unemployment for this week and 4 days for next week. Go back next Friday. So that'll give me 1 full week on the following paycheck. And then it'll be the check after that. So the third paycheck from now, I'll get a full paycheck again. So it's going to be a little tight. But we got enough set aside in savings that we can cover food and gas. And I think the cruise is tanked up and ready to go. So actually fill it up right before I go back to work. And should be good. I can stretch that thing out for 3 weeks, almost 4 weeks. So, and if I drive one of the trucks too, on occasion, I think we'll be alright. So, went ahead and scheduled all 3 cats to go in for a checkup. Because it was a year ago now that little Belle had her incident with that wound on her back that I had to take in and get drained. She had to wear the collar and all that stuff, looking pathetic for a few weeks. But fully recovered from that. And the other 2 I've never had into the vet, so time to get them in. So schedule it for 4:30 next Wednesday. That's going to be an expensive one. So, but get them in now, get them squared away. Everybody seems to be doing all right. So let's see, our bracket. I got it in edge primer. It's all cleaned up, drilled up, and heavy dutied up, and I do need to flip it 180, get that bottom edge, but and then up in the spray paint inventory up there, I've got some black hammered finish. I'm going to use that because, well, I got it. Don't have any other need for it. I don't remember what I bought it for. I used it on something and I can't remember what. But yeah, we'll just do that in the hammered black. Hopefully it'll hold up. One edge will be against the side that's going to get the stones from the tires, but whatever. It's a truck. So, yeah, that's what's been going on so far. Like I said, I haven't messed with the rear end too much, but I may go out and swap out my bump stops on the Jimmy real quick. That shouldn't take more than a couple minutes. In fact, let's go see if we can do that. Let's go see if we can do that. Which one was it? This one? What was your bushings? Oh, yeah, that was right there, right in front of me. GM pull-through bump stops. Hopefully those are the right ones. One second, I'll open the package. I didn't bring a knife out. Let's see if we can figure this out. Yeah, did I get the wrong ones? I may have got the wrong ones. Yep. Those are not pull-through style. Oh well. Unless these are for the back. Yep, they look different back there too, so. Okay, well, I'll be returning these. These are bolt-on style. Said it was for this truck. And then we've got some round ones for the frame right there. And then the backs. Let's go back and check them. Oh, we got a little weepage on the front axle. Great footage. The rear end is, yeah, they're bolt on too. Okay, well, scratch that. Yeah, one of the fronts I just remember was pretty crusty. We were putting the truck together, so. Alrighty, well, scratch that. We'll do the bushings for the sway bar some other time. That's going to be a bit of a project, so. Alrighty, back to more working stuff. Oof. What is it, 8:32? I think it's about time to wind this day down. At least video-wise. Oh, I got the radio on. Turn that down. Got the fan on. I've been just starting to touch up some of the rustier spots on the rear end here. Hit them with some of the rust converter primer. The tops of the spring perches and the top of the differential. And do a little more cleanup on the ends of the axle tubes and spritz those a little bit too real quick. And then we'll just put her into a sealer primer and then throw some either chassis black, which I've got 2 cans of Summit chassis black. Yeah, I'd probably save this stuff though. I've got 2 cans of underhood semi-gloss. probably save that for underhood. So I'll also have a can of 415 smooth satin semi-gloss top coat. I think we'll just use the Summit stuff. So, got 3 cans of chassis coat black, 4 ounce. Kevin bought me a 6-pack. Is that the 2-part? 6 cans, pour 15 rust regenerative coating. So it's 6 cans of the, so I got 9 cans of the little cans of the chassis black. So actually, I wonder if I could just use that and brush it onto the rear end. Let's spray it. Let's spray it. We got cans of stuff all over the place here. So what's that? Oh, it's still. So. Yes, sirree. Making a mess again. I gotta do some more cleanup. So, Thursday is done. One more week. Get to go back to work. Start making some real money again. And, yeah. Start looking back on this whole adventure. Hopefully those of you that are still out of work are going to be going back soon. Get things back under control. I think things are going to be different for quite a while, though. So, there's the antenna bracket. Still went a little thick on the last coat. Just let that sit overnight. So it's kind of why we got the fan on. There's not much air movement out right now. So just let things kind of circulate in here. But anywho, I can't think anything else to yak about. So I'll probably tinker around with the rear end. I haven't done any other videos today. But so this is your one and only update for the day. But I think once we get the rear end painted, we'll do a separate video for that. Still gotta edit some Jimmy videos. So, alrighty, I'm gonna head inside. Y'all have a wonderful night. We will see you